The tragedy of Jallianwala Bagh. A story of pain and resolve. It was a warm spring day on April 13, 1919, and the city of Amritsar bustled with life. The festival of Baisakhi, a harvest celebration and a sacred day for Sikhs, brought people from villages far and near to the city. Families dressed in festive colors, chatting and laughing, filled the streets. Many gathered at Jallianwala Bagh, a public garden surrounded by tall walls with narrow entrances. Unbeknownst to them, history was about to be written in blood. The people of Punjab were living under the shadow of the Rowlatt Act, a draconian law enacted by the British colonial government. This law allowed arrests without trial, igniting widespread resentment across India. In Amritsar, protests had erupted days earlier, leading to the death of several protesters. Martial law was declared, banning public gatherings, but the news had not reached everyone. In defiance of the restrictions, a peaceful meeting was organized at Jallianwala Bagh. People gathered to discuss their grievances against the British and to demand justice. Among them were men, women, children, and elders, all unarmed and unaware of the storm that was about to descend upon them. The unforgivable act. At around 5:15 p.m., Brigadier General Reginald Dyer, a British officer stationed in Amritsar, marched into the garden with 50 riflemen and 2 armored vehicles armed with machine guns. However, the vehicles were too large to pass through the narrow entrance, so Dyer proceeded on foot. He had received intelligence about the gathering and decided to teach the people of Punjab a brutal lesson. Without issuing any warning or attempting to disperse the crowd, Dyer ordered his men to open fire. The soldiers, standing in a semicircle, aimed directly at the densest parts of the crowd. Chaos erupted as bullets tore through flesh, and screams filled the air. The peaceful gathering turned into a bloodbath. No mercy. Panic-stricken, people tried to flee, but the exits were too narrow and quickly became congested. Some climbed the walls in desperation, only to be shot down. Many jumped into a deep well at the center of the garden to escape the gunfire. The soldiers showed no mercy, firing relentlessly for 10 minutes, until they had exhausted 1,650 rounds of ammunition. When the shooting stopped, the garden was eerily silent except for the moans of the wounded and dying. Blood stained the ground, and the bodies of men, women, and children lay heaped upon one another. According to official British reports, 379 people were killed and over 1,200 injured, but Indian estimates suggested the death toll exceeded 1,000. The aftermath. As night fell, the true horror of the massacre came to light. Families searched for loved ones among the dead, while others carried the wounded to safety. General Dyer, unapologetic, returned to his headquarters. When questioned later, he declared that his actions were deliberate, meant to instill fear in the hearts of the Indian people. "I had made up my mind," he said, "that I would shoot well and shoot strong." The massacre sent shockwaves across India and the world. Rabindranath Tagore, the Nobel laureate poet, renounced his knighthood in protest, writing, "The time has come when badges of honor make our shame glaring." Mahatma Gandhi, already a prominent leader, intensified his call for non-cooperation with the British government. Legacy of pain and resolve. The well at Jallianwala Bagh, where many had jumped to escape, became a symbol of the massacre's brutality. Bullet holes in the walls served as silent witnesses to the carnage. In 1951, independent India erected a memorial at the site to honor the lives lost. The Jallianwala Bagh Massacre became a turning point in India's freedom struggle. It united the nation in its resolve to overthrow colonial rule. The pain of that day never faded, but it transformed into strength, fueling the movement that eventually led to independence in 1947. Even today, the garden stands as a haunting reminder of that dark day, a place of remembrance, resilience, and the unyielding spirit of a people determined to be free.